Hello, everybody. Chag Sameach and a happy Passover and Shabbat Shalom. It's great to see you all here. Hello. To start off, I'd like for everybody to sing together Hine Matov. It's wonderful to be here together. Hine Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. So today we're going to learn all about Passover and the Seder. And we're going to start with the Seder table. The Seder table is different from our regular dining room table. There are 3 pieces of matzah covered with a pretty cloth, a bowl of salt water, an extra cup of wine for Elijah, and a Seder plate with special foods. Little lions, where are the little lions? Little lions, what do you bring to the Seder plate? Eggs. Wonderful. Come on up and let's see that. Let's put that egg on the Seder plate. The egg represents spring, a time when Jews were freed from slavery in Egypt. And there we go. We have our egg on the Seder plate. Thank you, little lions. And froggies, ribbit. Where are our froggies? Froggies, what do you bring to our Seder plate?
Bitter herb.
The bitter herb. Bitter herb reminds us of how Pharaoh was mean to the Jewish people, making them slaves in Egypt. So come on up with our bitter herb. Let's put that bitter herb on the Seder plate. Hooray! Little bears, what do you bring to our Seder plate?
Parsley and haroset.
Parsley and haroset. Parsley reminds us of springtime, the season when God brought the Jewish people out of Egypt. We dip parsley in salt water to remind us of tears. Pharaoh's slaves cried because they were sad they weren't free. Haroset looks like the clay used to make bricks to build Pharaoh's palaces. Duckies, quack. Yay! Duckies, what do you bring to the Seder plate? A shank bone. Where are our duckies? Come on up, ducky, with our shank bone. Yay! The bone reminds us of the first celebration of Pesach, that's Passover, when people roasted a lamb. And so now that our Seder plate is set, we can tell our story, the story of Passover. Long ago, a mean king called Pharaoh, ruled the land of Egypt. He made the Jewish people who lived there his slaves. They had to work very hard, building cities and palaces for Pharaoh. The Jews were hungry and tired. It was no good being a slave. Explorers, can you come forward and sing all about building cities? Come on up, explorers. Thank you so much, explorers. Sounds like that was a lot of hard work. Now, Pharaoh was especially mean to the Jewish children. One mother, Yocheved, hid her baby in a basket on the riverbank so Pharaoh wouldn't find him. When Pharaoh's daughter came down to the river, she found the baby and decided to take care of him and take him home. But Pharaoh's daughter needed a baby nurse. And who do you think she found? Yocheved, Moses' mother. She was able to care for her son and teach him about his people. The princess named the baby Moses. In Hebrew, his name means brought out from the water. Now, rainbow fish. Rainbow fish, can you help me answer a question? Where is baby Moses? Thank you, rainbow fish. Moses could have lived in Pharaoh's palace forever. But one day, he saw one of Pharaoh's slaves. It was no good being a slave. And Moses was so upset. Moses was so sad seeing one of Pharaoh's slaves. He left Egypt for a faraway land. One day, when Moses was taking care of his sheep, he saw a burning bush. Then he heard a voice. Have you ever heard a bush talk before? No? Well, it wasn't the bush talking. It was really God talking to Moses. God told Moses to go back to Egypt to free the Jews and take them away from mean old Pharaoh. Moses said, okay, and he returned to Egypt. He went to see Pharaoh and told him, let my people go. But, I wonder what Pharaoh said. Sunshines, can you come on up and tell us what happens? Maybe you can convince Pharaoh. No. Uh-oh. What's going to happen now? God was angry with Pharaoh. God was angry with Pharaoh for being so mean, and so God punished Pharaoh 10 times. These punishments were called plagues. One day, swarms of insects covered the land. Another time, there was a great storm with thunder and hail, even bigger than yesterday's storm. Later, the sun didn't shine. For days, there's only darkness. And one day, Pharaoh woke up and... You have to be very quiet. One day, Pharaoh woke up and... Ribbit. There were frogs all over the place. Pelicans, what happened? Come on up, let's hear about what happened with these plagues. Thank you, pelicans, or maybe just for a moment, thank you, froggies. And so, navigators. Were there more plagues? How many plagues were there? How many? 17? Oh, 6. Oh, okay, I'm gonna let you tell the story. Thank you, navigators. Each punishment scared Pharaoh, and each time he promised to free the slaves. But did he? No, he did not let them go. Not after the first plague, not after the second, but finally, after the 10th plague, Pharaoh agreed to let the Jews go. The people got ready very quickly. They didn't have time to bake bread for their journey. Instead, they put sticky dough on their backs. There was no time for the dough to rise, so instead they cooked it flat. Butterflies. What is this flat bread? Can you teach us how to make it? It's called matzah. Butterflies, thank you for teaching us. You make a matzah pat. Do not make it fat. Make a matzah flat, just like that. So hummingbirds, are you planning to eat just a little matzah? Or are you going to eat more? Is there anything else you want to eat at your Seder? Come on up, hummingbirds.
Can we give a big hand to all of our children? Teachers, Miss Kendra and Cantor Margolius, thank you so much. I want to just make a quick announcement. Write this on your calendar if you haven't yet. Sunday, May 19th is our Marks Park Day. It's our huge end of the year party, a little fundraiser, and it's bigger and better than last year. So make sure you come to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. You will get invitations and lots of notice. If you're taking your child home now at noon and they're not staying for aftercare, make sure that you go to their classroom, get their belongings, pick up their Haggadah. And I want to wish everyone a lovely holiday, and I'm going to turn it back over to Cantor Margolis. Thank you so much for coming.
So, thank you to all of our kids for teaching us about Passover. As we wave goodbye, we'll sing Dayenu together.
There were frogs on his head, frogs on his nose, and frogs on his toes. Frogs here, frogs there, frogs were jumping everywhere. One morning when Pharaoh woke in his bed, there were frogs in his bed, there were frogs on his head, frogs on his nose, and frogs on his toes. Frogs here, frogs there, frogs were jumping everywhere.
Lots of hands, everybody, and we're not so long. Thank you all for coming, and thank you again to all of our kids.